She's back! And really, just in time, because Caitlin Clark's absence has not only hit the Fever very hard, they haven't been the same team, certainly haven't looked like a championship contender without Caitlin Clark on the floor, but it has hit the WNBA as well. You know, a 50+% ratings drop since Caitlin Clark went out. That's just the pure facts. So her being back on the floor for a showdown with the New York Liberty is not only a boost to the Indiana Fever and where they can be going forward, but a boost to the entire league as well.
Well, the Indiana Fever, I'm watching it. It just went final 102-88 over the league undefeated, now defeated New York Liberty. Stephanie
Caitlin Clark delivered a dominant performance in her comeback game, scoring 32 points, dishing out 9 assists, grabbing 8 rebounds, and hitting 7 three-pointers. She single-handedly ended the New York Liberty's 9-game win streak, doing so in her first game back after missing 5 due to a quad injury. Clark lit up the court with logo-range bombs in the third quarter, leading Indiana to its best shooting night of the season, draining 17 threes and shooting 49% from beyond the arc. The reigning champions look stunned by the onslaught, and this might just be the beginning. Coming up, we'll break down how this game could reshape the WNBA power rankings and why Caitlin Clark may be the catalyst for building a future champion.
Caitlin Clark will be out for at least 2 weeks. She has a quad strain that has been bugging her since training camp. That stinks for the Fever, obviously. That stinks for our city. That also stinks for the WNBA as a whole. Feels like this year a lot more common sense is kind of settling in. Caitlin Clark is the needle mover. The Indiana Fever are the draw. They're going to be without CC for at least a couple weeks as she rests and tries to heal up a quad strain. That sucks for everybody in the WNBA. It definitely sucks for the Fever here, Ty.
Caitlin Clark made a thunderous return from a quad injury, missing 5 games before erupting for 32 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, and 7 deep threes in her comeback. Indiana torched the previously undefeated New York Liberty 102-88, making it clear this wasn't just a return, it was a statement. The Fever hit 17 threes, setting a franchise record, while the reigning champs were left stunned. The crowd erupted and social media went wild. LeBron James even tweeted, calling it the CC effect. The real question now, is this the turning point that reshapes the entire WNBA? Clark didn't just come back strong. She came back even better. Her performance wasn't luck. It was a result of hours of physical therapy, drills, and focused preparation. She moved with confidence, showed no signs of rust, and played with a ruthless edge. Just 5 games ago, Indiana was gaining momentum, but once Clark went down, the team slipped to 2-3, the offense lost its spark, and fans could feel the difference. Coach Christie's sides urged patience, saying Clark would find her rhythm. But last night, she didn't just find it, she set the whole arena on fire.
Routinely, the injury updates, what were Caitlin and Sophie able to do today, and how do you anticipate their status being for
Yeah, I mean, we limited their reps, but really tried to get him up and down the floor a little bit, starting to try to get into game rhythm, game speed, game pace, timing a little bit off, rhythm a little bit off, but continuing to try to work them in as much as we could.
Like watching a band of 4 without its lead singer. Sure, the sound was there, but the soul was missing. Without Caitlin Clark, Indiana's spacing fell off, timing was shaky, and defenders weren't being drawn out by her signature gravity. But tonight wasn't just a return, it was a resurrection. The moment she stepped back on the court for the first time since early 2024, the energy snapped back into the arena like electricity. This is what separates ordinary players from generational icons. Most stars ease their way back in. Clark grabbed the mic and declared, "Let me finish this." She didn't just fill a void, she elevated the entire team and reminded the league what it looks like when the face of the game takes the floor. If you've ever seen a team lose its spark when one key player goes down, you know the difference. From the opening minute, Clark needed 14 points to hit a new milestone. She opened the game with 3 logo threes in under 38 seconds. Not casual shots, Steph Curry-level flamethrowers from another zip code. The Liberty scrambled, throwing switches, double teams, everything they had. Nothing worked. Clark wasn't just finding her rhythm, she was setting it. The crowd erupted, commentators nearly shouting, fans at home screaming and tweeting in real time. And in that moment, she didn't just say, "I'm back." She thundered it. It wasn't just a shooting. It was the swagger, the footwork, the poise. She pulled up from the logo like it was nothing, holding the pose like she already knew it was good. That's cold. That's elite. That's what makes the difference between great players and true icons. No warm-up, no hesitation, just immediate domination. What's the wildest first quarter you've ever seen? Because this might top it. By halftime, Clark had 25 points in just 20 minutes, more than a point per minute. That's not something you coach or scheme for. You just witness it. She tied her career high for a half and made it look like a pickup game. Indiana had been down by 11 early, but Clark led a jaw-dropping 25-3 run in the second quarter that flipped the script. Suddenly, the Fever were up 53-50 at the break. The defending champs looked rattled, their defense crumbling, their offense out of sync. Meanwhile, Indiana looked unstoppable, like they'd activated cheat codes. But this night wasn't just about shots falling. It was about rhythm, confidence, and trust. Every teammate fed off Clark's energy. The ball moved better. Cuts were sharper. The entire team started to believe again. That's the thing about generational players. They don't just rack up stats. They transform the people around them. And tonight, Caitlin Clark didn't just return. She reignited a franchise and sent a clear message to the league. The game just changed. What we witnessed wasn't just a comeback. It was glorious. But let's not pretend Caitlin Clark did it all alone. Her return may have lit the match, but the rest of the Indiana Fever brought the gasoline. Kelsey Mitchell was ice cold, dropping 22 points, including a clutch corner three late in the fourth that should be framed in a museum. Lexi Hull was deadly from deep, hitting 3 of 4 from beyond the arc and finishing with 14 points. And Aaliyah Boston? She was, as always, doing Aaliyah Boston things, dominating the paint with 10 points, 11 rebounds, and sheer physical presence. She wasn't just holding her own. She was controlling the game. This wasn't just a Caitlin Clark comeback. It was a full team explosion. Everyone found their rhythm, knew their role, and played with swagger. The energy on the bench, the confidence in the fourth quarter. This team wasn't just trying to win. They were expecting to. That's a dangerous mindset. That's a playoff team. When your role players start playing like killers, you're not rebuilding anymore. You're contending. For the stat lovers, Clark's night wasn't just impressive. It was legendary. 32 points, 9 assists, 8 rebounds, and 7 threes. And remember, she's coming off an injury. Indiana hit 17 threes as a team, shooting nearly 49% from deep. That's how you dismantle one of the best defenses in the league. Clark's impact went far beyond the box score. Her plus-minus was off the charts. Her gravity stretched the floor, created mismatches, and opened up looks for her teammates every single possession. She also became the 4th fastest player in WNBA history to reach 850 career points. That's not just a milestone, that's face of the league material. But stats only tell half the story. What made this night unforgettable wasn't on a spreadsheet. It was the feeling. The logo threes, the crowd's roar, the bench erupting. It was the electricity of witnessing greatness in real time. And if you want to win big games, you got to defend. And Indiana brought the bite. They weren't just switching screens. They were owning matchups. They held the liberty to just 6 of 29 from 3. That wasn't luck. It was pressure. Contested looks, smart rotations, hands and faces. Lexi Hull was diving for loose balls. Boston was a wall in the paint. Clark? She even picked up a technical foul, and the team loved it. That emotion, that fire, fueled their defense. It wasn't a tantrum. It was leadership, and it sent a message. We're here, we're loud, and we're not backing down. Sabrina Ionescu couldn't find a rhythm. Breanna Stewart was disrupted all night. Every Liberty possession looked like a grind. And this wasn't just a win, it was a statement. The Liberty were 9-0 undefeated and looking unstoppable. Indiana didn't just beat them. They smacked them by 14, with Clark fresh off an injury. That's not just impressive. It's a league shaker. Sure, New York was missing Jonquil Jones and Leonie Febick. But let's not act like they weren't still stacked. Stewart, Ionescu, Laney, they were all on the court. Indiana outplayed, outshot, and outhustled them. This one matters. It tells every team in the league, watch your back. The Fever are coming, and it's bigger than basketball. Sue Bird said it herself. Caitlin Clark has reignited attention around women's hoops like never before. Viewership is up. Merch is flying. The hype? It's real. It's happening. So, does this win put Indiana in the title conversation? After tonight, they've earned a seat at the table. If this got you hyped, hit that like button, subscribe, and drop your favorite moment in the comments. Was it the logo 3? The lockdown defense? The team chemistry? Let us know, because this might just be the start of something special.